and want to talk about parenting. That's how parenting style influence a child's later life. As it is said that we are people who are affected by nature and nurture. Nature, we don't have much control about nature, but we have control about uh, nurture. How we nurture the children affects the way the children turn out in later life. I know it has been a revolution. Everybody has his own stories. The parents before them, they get frustrated with the new generation that they are not doing the best they are supposed to do because they look back at the time when they grew up, maybe when things were believed to be okay. Every parents, if your grandparents would be around, they would think you are a spoiled generation. More especially at the time, we are having a modern time, the 20th century, the 21st century children who are called the millennials, who are simply called spoiled brats. I don't know how true that is because it's for surely um, the present children, the millennials, even if they are called spoiled, even the baby boomers who are the parents for the millennials were also spoiled. When you look at the parents of the baby boomers, these are the people who went through the Second World War, the Great Depression. They survived and came out. Now, with the advancement of technology, uh, the parents changed. It is true that the baby boomers, most of them worked hard because they were ruled by their parents who had survived and who instilled discipline in them. And this is the generation which actually invented so many things. These are the people who brought the information age. Now, coming to the millennials, parenting has changed. In the research, I found that there are different types of parenting, but the most common now that we have is called helicopter parenting. The helicopter parenting uh, is they use the metaphor of an helicopter. In this helicopter parenting, the parents are overprotective of their children. Like a helicopter, which does not fly very high, they are just flying low enough to see what their children are doing in school, what they are doing in the field. They want to know where they are. If they go to the party, they want to know whether they are safe. These are the people who even don't want their children to drive a car because they fear they can get an accident. If they leave a child to drive a car, they will follow from behind. So the helicopter parenting actually came because of the many things which were happening on the media that the parents wanted to have a grip on their children. In with the present technology, many parents have fallen a trap of being helicopter parents. Now, we some of the things, the positive things are that you follow up, you go to the teacher conference, you want to know your kids are doing in school, which is good. But then sometimes it has become a burden. You want to help them even, with so many things. You want to know where they are, like using the GPS tracking system, the cell phone to know where they are. You are snoozing on them like an helicopter. So wherever your child is going, is feeling that you are around with maybe something like a drone. Maybe these days, uh, maybe we will call them drone parents. They literally follow. But this has always been in every generation. We cannot only say that it is here in these situations before. So you cannot only say that they are they are found among the present generation. Even in our generation, there are some people, those people who felt that they were aware of, they tried to overprotect their children. Even some of the people who were enlightened, who thought they were more like, who became more Christians, they thought becoming a Christian, you are a special person. Then they made their children grow like they are special people. I know one parent told his sons not to work with some people because those boys are of the world, that they are special people, that they are a royal priesthood. I don't know how that is. And then that was one of the things which happens with this kind of the helicopter parenting. You make children grow not to have self-confidence in doing their own things. That's one of the mistakes that can arise out of you not leaving them. They become irresponsible. Wherever they do, they cannot do alone without approval of someone because they have always learned that anytime you are in their back to know. So even making decisions in later life, it becomes very, very hard because they are not used to that kind of, they are used to being followed. They will think, and then they become very insufficient husbands or wives or what, or dependent on all those things. Then there is another type of parenting, the bulldozer parenting. The bulldozer parenting, as a bulldozer will go and flatten where they are building roads. They will flatten, it will take off the trees, the stumps, the obstacles, and make it smooth, level. That is what a bulldozer parent does to his children. So what would happen is he would provide everything. So he would steamroll all of the pumps on the road for the children. These are the parents who are aware of. They want to pay every bill for their children. They don't want the children to do anything. They don't want even to take the summer job. They don't want even to do the high school job to earn their own money. They provide them. They give them even a credit card to go and spend. They want them to go to school, do nothing, and even take a summer job. They take everything, literally everything. They want their children they think they are being good parents by providing everything for their kids. They want them to go even to best schools. They can even hire people to do the exam. If you had the college admission scandals recently, this is where some of them fall. And they will organize to make sure that their kids go to Ivy League schools. They can plan everything for them. Even when they finish school, they look for them jobs. Even when they go for interviews, they will find the contact of the manager. They will try to sway the manager to hire them, even negotiate for their salaries. They will do everything. Even the parents arrange what kind of woman to marry, not that one, marry from this family. Such people then end up getting very emotionally fragile children. People who cannot make decisions, they wait decisions to be made by their parents. They can never grow. They are always babies. Even when they get their children, the parents still want to take care of the grandchildren's bills. They become very responsible people. That's quite absurd that And you see, one friend of mine was telling me who I can say uh, was reared by a producer parent. When he grew up, he was not making any decisions. When he finished school, he was selected to go to a provincial school, but the father had connections that he had to influence and got an admission to a national school. So he had to go to a national school. He was told, no, you are not going to that school. I want you to go to this school. After he finished high school, uh, then when he was going to go to college, it was the ambition of the father that he wanted his son to go overseas for studies. So the father had connections, he got admission from overseas, and he only heard his father tell his friend that, oh, I'm planning to take him to America, we got an admission. So he organized everything, and when the boy landed overseas, he didn't know what to do. He was so frustrated. He couldn't even, he went to college, but he was not having, because he was given tough conditions. The course he was supposed to do while there, the course became tough to him. And then so he started lying about that he's completing the course, but he wasn't. He had to drop and do a different course. This happened that the ambition which was going overseas remained at the airport. That's the kind of a producer parent. And easily we can get ourselves entrapped by such in our situation, even now. Because everybody wishes children to be the best, to get the best education, to get everything. That's very true. It's not bad. But then at what cost? You do that, then you produce somebody who cannot be able to take responsibility of everything because he has to wait for you to make decisions. Is that the kind? This is one of the problems we are having at the moment, and if we can't look at it as parents, this is something very important. And a producer parent will pay everything once, even when they are working. He wants to pay for them even rent. Those are some of the things you have to look at. Is it really good? The primary duty of a parent is to give your children roots to grow and give them wings to fly. So letting them fly away and have that. But the two types of parents we have talked about, they kind of clip your wings. Yes, they will give you roots to grow, but do they give you wings to fly? I doubt. So if really we want to nurture the people who would turn out to be good in life, I think we would need a new parenting style. Before this generation, we had a style whereby it was hands-on. It's on the job training. As a young man, you were taught from early in life to start working hard. You are given the tools, you are shown, and you have to fight to survive. And that's why I would call it that kind of parenting, bicycle parenting. Probably this bicycle parenting is what we might have grown to know. As in a bicycle parenting, when you are being trained for a bicycle, a parent will only push you from behind. Say, okay, continue. And then you can see the other one, the parent has said, okay. But the boy doesn't know that he's on his own. He will come to realize that he has been riding alone, and therefore he becomes independent. Of course, he will fall. When he's riding that bicycle, if you see the second one, the boy is now riding alone. The boy may go and hit and fall down. Yes, you fall down, you learn from your mistakes, you develop a thick skin, you will know how to survive. That is the kind of parenting you have to give. That is giving. Uh, in that picture, you can see the first one, you are giving your child roots to grow. Yeah, you are pushing the child, you are supporting the child to balance on the bicycle, and here you go. You have given the boy the wings to fly. Now he's flying with the bike training. So that's a kind of parenting which I think can lead to giving to influencing a child's later life in a positive way. He would learn to make decisions early in life, and that can help a lot in a pursuit of the very complicated life we are living in, unlike the other parenting we have given. And another kind of parenting is parachute parenting. The world where we are going in the future is tough. As a parent, like when you before you can make a skydive with the parachutes, you are trained rigorously. And then when you are taken for skydiving, you will go too with a trainer. And you see, a trainer will take you before you make your solo. And after that, you will get more training before they leave you go alone. Because when you go alone, you don't have to make mistakes. You have to know how to land and make it. So as a parent, you are supposed to be a trainer of somebody going to skydiving, so that to prepare your children for the future. The future where you will not be. The future you will not even visit. As Khalil Gibran says in his poem, in the book, the prophet says that your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. I thought those are very strong words, that even if they are not with you, actually, and where he puts it very clearly that they are, you are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his mighty, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. So God is saying that you are only the archer, and your children are the arrows. You are only the bow, but he is the archer. You are the bow determines the owner who knows how to do the bending. So God is the one who knows where your children are going. But I would think that if we really want to produce children who are of the future, who would face the future that will not be? As a parent, have you ever wondered what the future holds? We grew up when most of the land was forested. There were many animals, wild animals everywhere. We never knew land would become so scarce like it is these days. Now that there is a scarcity of so many things, what does the future say? We have to prepare our children like as if they are going to skydive, or to face the future where we will not be. We will have to train them as rocket. And this is my last parenting. I call it rocket parenting. You know, When an astronaut goes to space in a rocket, he has to get rigorous training. He has to be ready. He has to simulate, because when you go to space, there is no chance of error. Let us train rigorously our parents, our children, by giving them the stable character, by knowing them to survive in difficult times which we don't know, where they will be able not to make a mistake. But I don't think we can do them by babysitting them, by pampering them. And above those, let us learn to say no. Not to pamper your children with everything. Let the children know you can say no for some of the things, and give them freedom so that they can also navigate this life alone. Instead of providing them with everything, let us give them the power that they are the arrows which will go ahead of us. And to end, to summarize with what I've said, that the different types of parenting we have is helicopter parenting, producer parenting, and the two parenting styles are which are commonly, the one we use commonly, where we want to snooze our children what they are doing, we are pampering them, saying we can't say no to whatever they have. But I think for the future, we will need to practice bicycle parenting, parachute and rocket parenting, which actually can make our children live a better world than where we have come from. So I want to stop there and tell you that in order to prepare your kids for the best, try to use the best parenting